Go ahead, Wilkes.
Coming to you from David Noonan Field here in Hillsborough, New Jersey. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Lights playoff style for the NJSIAA as round one, the quarterfinals of the Central Jersey Group 5 tournament takes place between the visiting New Brunswick Zebras and the Hillsborough Raiders. We're very happy that you're with us today here on the HSG Network. I'm Tom Wilkins. Join me is Howard Gaber. Obviously, an electric atmosphere here on a chilly Friday night here in Hillsborough, and with a perfect regular season, Howard, you know Hillsborough is trying to prove something that they haven't done in almost half a century.
Tom, this is going to be great football tonight. A little bit of mismatch with the 1 versus 8, but you never know until you kick that ball off what you got out there.
That is the truth. Now, New Brunswick, of course, came off a 43-14 road win over Monroe last week. They come in with a 4-5 record, and even though they haven't had a winning season since 2015, if they run the table, they end up winning the group championship. So one never knows what's going to happen here as the two teams are going to be taking place in just a couple minutes. What do you see real quick happen in this one, Howard?
Tom, I'm looking for Hillsborough to establish their offense early, score often and early, and go up a lot by half and then coast in the second half. Although New Brunswick may have other plans. You know, it doesn't look like they have an extremely large team over there versus the Army that Hillsborough has. So it could be very interesting. You know, sometimes less is more. I've heard that several times, Tom.
Well, and you've just made it another time as well. Of course, the tandem of James Misvera, Tyler Mitchner, Thomas Amakwa, William Dixon, and so many others. They have led Hillsborough to that incredible 9-0 start. And you have to understand, too, their defense has played lights out in the last month. First 5 games, they have given up more than 13 points each of their first 5 games. Since then, only 14 points, including 2 shutouts, both at home to North Brunswick last week and Old Bridge a couple weeks before that. What do you think has been the difference?
Tom, I think their defense has stepped up. I think they've made some adjustments. I think they've moved people around where they know they're going to excel at, and that's just good coaching. You know, when you have the good coaching and you have the players that can react to that, then you're going to have a winning program. And, you know, we saw it last year, too. They had a winning program. They just got tripped up a little bit at the end there. But, you know, I'm looking for a strong finish this year. I'm looking for them to go all the way. They're the number 1 seed, Tom. They're there for a reason.
You're absolutely correct. And, of course, the winner of this game plays the winner of the Williamstown Southern Regional game that is going to be kicking off around the same time. Of course, we'll try and get you progress reports if it is possible. However,
if we could, we're going to introduce Chris Fox, who is our scorekeeper extraordinaire over there, who's going to be feeding us as many scores as possible.
And obviously,
he's not even on the payroll yet. Yet.
Well, hey, I'm just calling the action on the field and just giving the information as I would see it. Consider Hillsborough, they're looking to do something that that New Brunswick did 2003 when they ran the table, won 12-0. They won their regional title, and now Hillsborough is looking to do the same thing. Do you think they have a shot?
I don't know, Tom. This is David and Goliath out here. I mean, you've got 60 kids on one side, and you've got maybe 23, 24 on the other sideline. So you've got a lot of people playing both ways. And Hillsborough is going to take the ball first, Tom. I just saw that.
That is correct. Hillsborough wins.
They're going to definitely want to show off their offense. That's what they want to do, is get up.
All right. Well, it's going to be the New Brunswick Zebras and Hillsborough Raiders coming up in a couple. But first, we take it down to the field and have our national anthem presented by the Pride of Hillsborough Raider Marching Band under the direction of Jules Heron and Nicholas Clipperton. Let's go down and listen.
As we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by the Pride of Hillsborough Raider Marching Band. kickoff brought to you by our 2021.
All right, we're back here. Of course, our national anthem performed by the Pride of Hillsborough Raider Marching Band. A wonderful job by them as always. And the same formatted national anthem my high school did when I was their age. So go figure. Anyway, just a couple minutes away from round one, the quarterfinals of Central Jersey Group 5. The New Brunswick Zebras coming in at 4-5. The Hillsborough Raiders, they are 9-0, a perfect season so far, and they're looking to win 3 more to get themselves a Central Jersey championship.
Tom, what more can you say? Give us the weather, Tom. What are we looking at here tonight?
I'm not looking at
cold.
any.
It's cold. That's what I can tell you.
Well, let's put it this way. It's not last week. And we apologize not making it last week because we weren't able to get a signal. And obviously, with the weather as treacherous as it was, I mean,
we would have loved to be here.
I know, but we would have been all wet and half the stuff might not have worked. Anyway, kickoff temperature 42 degrees, presented by the Hillsborough High School Touchdown Club, of course, led by President Bruce Wayne, Vice President Ernie Santorelli, and Treasurer John Van Essen. Hillsborough will go left to right, New Brunswick right to left. We'll switch sides in the second quarter. Hillsborough in their home maroons, New Brunswick in their away whites. Referee blows his whistle.
And my hand is frozen.
You got that right. Here we go. As the kickoff is going to end up going out of bounds, and Hillsborough is going to start probably from the 35-yard line.
Could be the 40.
Or
Could be the 40 in high school.
Oh, okay. So
maybe the 35. You may be right, Tom.
Yeah.
We'll wait. I'm thinking it's the 40, though, in high school, but we'll see.
Yeah, but the directional kick went a little bit too directional, and Hillsborough will have very good field position. Of course, you have to keep an eye on a couple of incredible stars for this Hillsborough team. Jay Misvera, as well as Thomas Amakwa, who have had sensational seasons. I mean, you're basically looking at school records in a lot of categories for these two, and we'll tell you about them in just a little bit. In the meantime, we are looking at Hillsborough. They are going to, following the penalty, they're going to start the 35-yard line. They'll be on the right hash mark near us.
Wilkins wins 1-0 Wilkins tonight. That's all I can say.
Okay,
Good job, Dad.
all right, so it was an accident, you know.
Yeah.
you have to love this. But anyway, Hillsborough will begin 1st and 10. Ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line following the kickoff going out of bounds. And we'll see what Misvera tries to dial up. He has a man lined up to his left and a triple on the left as well. Misvera back to pass. He'll throw right, and that pass is caught. And now get to about the 49-yard line. James Schaefer, the sophomore receiver, able to pick up 14 and move the chains. A quick first down for Hillsborough. Not a bad way to start.
Almost 15 yards a game. The game did a 50, Tom. So that's a 15-yard gain. You know, they're going up-tempo, so I'll let you take over.
Well, that's what happens a lot with this Hillsborough team. They don't give you a chance to breathe, and that's the way football is these days. Pro set here on 1st and 10, and a quick handoff moving to about the 46, maybe the 45-yard line. And that was Mitchnard, who was honored as part of senior night earlier before we went on the air. Football players, cheerleaders, and band members honored for senior night. They were supposed to do it last week, but because of the weather, they had to move it a week further, and that's why it's tonight.
Good idea.
Indeed. 2nd and 5 in the 45-yard line is Misvera with a 4-receiver set. Again gives the Mishnard. And, he gets
good, Tom.
slowed up
Yeah.
very nicely. The guy who did that was Kiefer Gomez, the senior defensive end, slowed him down for maybe a 2-yard gain and forces a 3rd and 3, and Hillsborough with their first challenge of the evening here.
Yeah, that's good. Keep going, Tom. Sorry. I didn't want to cut in.
You already did, but that's all right.
High
all right,
formation.
on 3rd down. They're going to go with the fullback, and he's going to plow his way for a first down and more, all the way down to the 32-yard line.
Excellent job. Excellent job by just running up the middle and taking what they give you. Offset off the eye, get a little bit of a speed getting by the fullback and pick a spot and go.
And they're bringing some quick substitutions here. They bring
Not allowing New Brunswick to substitute.
Yeah, Don Monsomo is coming in. It got split backs here as Misvera's in the shotgun. This time it's a handoff to the right, and there's a Makwa who is thrown down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Sear Johnson on that tackle. Good play, good stop. You wonder when it's going to hit him because, again, Hillsborough is up-tempo, and, maybe New Brunswick is used to it. They don't even look like they have 11 kids over there to substitute in on offense. So.
And like I said, they haven't had a winning season since 2015, but in the playoffs, you just don't know.
Nope.
Never rule anything out. 2nd and 9 from the 31. Ms. Vera throws high over the head of Amakwa, incomplete.
Yeah, they're gonna try to get him involved as much as possible here. He is a Division I player. Him and number 87, their tight end are two Division I players, and you want to get them involved in the offense as quick as possible and as often as possible.
Dixon to Akron, I believe, if that is correct. And,
Akron.
of course, Amakwa has committed to Rutgers, so he'll be staying home, which is always nice. 3rd and 9 from the 31-yard line. This time they will line up, I guess, 3 receivers here. Ms. Vera will take the snap. He'll fire. That pass is caught by Dixon, and he will make his way probably
Right
for a
on cue,
first
Tom.
down. We'll see where they spot it, the 21. So that's a gain of 10. Move them chains. Another first down for Hillsborough.
Tom, I don't want to say I predicted that, but that's what I was just saying, is they've got to get their playmakers have got to get involved in this game, and that's 2 of them right there. So, get a first down, reset, and let's get started.
Genes of our friend John Kelly, who does these predictions.
No.
What can I tell you? Anyway, 1st and 10 for Hillsborough. They are at the Zebra 21-yard line. Opening drive of this game, 2.5 minutes in. Quarterfinals of Central Jersey Group 5 here from Hillsborough High School. Now they're just they're going no huddle, but they're taking their time on the play
I think they're waiting
call.
for the flag, the guys on the chains. Yep.
Oh, okay. So that's why the clock was stopped. They wanted to put the ball in play.
Yep.
Right.
Get to set the chains for them.
All right, now the clock is moving again, and it's 1st and 10 for the 21-yard line. Ms. Vera with a high snap calls his own number. And he will get to about the 19, only a 2-yard pickup.
That's Yasir.
Actually, no, that was a direct snap to Mishnard.
Was it? Yeah,
so
looks like it. Still, it was Yasir, although in on that tackle. Yasir Johnson, again, stopping him. So he's going to be their run stopper up the middle there. Filling the gap where your linemen aren't. So, they might have to run away from him, use a little jet sweep that I know you love to call, a little option-type play.
Well, they're throwing some new wrinkles that we haven't seen yet. So, hey, one never knows what Kevin Carty Jr. is going to be doing. But 2nd and 8 from the 19-yard line. Ms. Vera in the shotgun. This time it's a pass. Has some time. He'll rifle. Pass is caught. It gets to the 10, to the 5. Did he get in? He did! Welcome to the end zone. James Schaefer clears the area with a 19-yard touchdown strike, and Hillsborough is on the board first. And that passing touchdown by James Vera puts him first all time in Hillsborough High School football history, breaking the tie with Matt Moore, who he was tied with. Moore played from 2015 to 17. Ms. Vera, his 33rd touchdown pass, which is now a Hillsborough record.
And we will have that on replay. And they'll have it forever, especially on YouTube.
You gotta love it. Meanwhile, in for the extra point, Sam Meacham will try his 36th of the year, and it was a short one, but he got it.
Good, Tom.
Just 3:21 in, and Hillsborough's up 7-0. And why don't we go ahead and check out that record-breaking touchdown pass by Ms. Vera to James Schaefer as we check out the, I think Paz is sponsoring the replay, if I'm guessing
They
right.
will be in a little bit, Tom. Give me a little time here. Because we had a little time here waiting for people, so we're just gonna cut right to it.
Well,
So it's Catered Affair. Sorry, wrong one. We're going to get a commercial in first, Tom.
Yeah, why don't we do that real quick and come right back. Okay, we're back here in Hillsborough just in the nick of time for the kickoff. That is taken all the way down to about the 10-yard line, crossing about the 20, 26, maybe the 27-yard line. That is where New Brunswick will start.
Henderson with the return.
It looks like that was Tyjae Henderson, the sophomore. The 5'11 sophomore was on the return. Pretty decent return to the 27, and New Brunswick will get their first opportunity of this game. Hillsborough with the 7, and New Brunswick now up to bat, as they say. By the way, just to make a clarification, the person who caught the touchdown was Charlie Volpe. He's actually wearing number 12 tonight, so we wanted to apologize for mismatching the name.
Tom, they don't think of you, Tom, when you're doing these games at all. They never think of you.
Well, as they say, accuracy is important, and I got to get my eyes sharpened up as well. But anyway.
Right number, wrong kid. Go ahead.
It happens. 1st and 10, and they're going to go with a handoff, sweeping the right way and down to about the 30-yard line. Eli Rodriguez, the junior, able to push his way maybe to the 31, so they'll give him at least 3 on the play. And one thing to consider for New Brunswick, this is a team that, shall we say, they don't pass very much. They've run for 1,150 yards, and they've only averaged 52 passing yards a game through the 9 that they've had. So you're going to see a lot of runs.
Yeah, and that's not good, too, because, when you get down, Tom, you're going to need to pass the rock. You're not going to be able to run the ball out of an option-type system if you get down a lot. So, your hope that you don't get too far down with the 8 ball here.
2nd and 6, the ball be spotted at the 31-yard line. Here's another run.
Inside handoff.
Yeah, nice inside handoff to about the 34-yard line. And that's going to force a 3rd and 3 situation. And I think Yasir Johnson, who also is the running back, he plays both offense and defense. That's a guy to watch.
Yeah, that's what we figured. We figured there's not a whole lot on the bench there, and some of those guys are just there in case. You got a couple guys probably there for injuries and, people that are subbing in. But you got a lot of guys that are going to be very cold over there. They're just standing around, not getting in.
All right, so it'll be 3rd and 3. Ball spot at the 34-yard line. They'll do I formation. Quarterback will give the handoff and pushing his way. And on second effort, slips a tackle. Look out to the 50, to 40. Spinning out another tackle and thrown down at the 32-yard line. What a run.
That's Yasir Johnson, Tom. He was not going to go down and broke that tackle. Now what I would do if I was in New Brunswick is I would just sit there and take your time on that huddle. You don't have a lot of guys. Take your time. Use the play clock. Give him a break, and then come back out and run a play.
35-yard gain for Johnson, and New Brunswick is in business at the Hillsborough 31-yard line. Keep in mind, this Hillsborough defense has been absolutely stellar the last 4 weeks, only allowing 14 points. That's just 2 touchdowns in the last 4 games, and neither of those were at home. So here's a handoff, bouncing to the right. Let's see if he sweeps around, crossing the 30, gets maybe the 28. That's Amir Alford, the senior, able to make that one. Mishner with the stop. Forces probably a 2nd, and they're going to give him 3, so we'll say 2nd and 7.
Yeah, another good play. Just trying to spread the defense out a little bit, see where you're going to find a weakness, see where you can exploit here. Again, if they're a running team, they know what they're doing. We're not going to give them any type of input or any type of pointers out there on how to run the ball. They know what they're doing, so it's all about picking up blocks and getting the open spots.
Ball just outside the 28-yard line. So 2nd and about 7.5 for New Brunswick. 2 receivers in the left, and now quarterback Joshua Ponce, the sophomore, audibilizing the play, moving everybody over, and now taking a sweep. Handoff, but it ain't going to work.
Wow.
Amir Alford ends up being thrown backward, and I think
44, Tom, on that tackle.
And that was Sal Volpe was able to read that play beautifully and force a 5-yard loss, and now New Brunswick is stuck with a 3rd and long. That is what the Hillsborough favorite were hoping for, a big defensive play after giving up that long run.
And they're still not in field goal range, so and we don't even know if they have a kicker, but you got to play for everything here. You want to get up a lot on the team. Especially if they're a running team, their pass is not their forte. So get some touchdowns on them, make them into a team that they're not.
New Brunswick has only had 3 passing touchdowns all year compared to 14 rushing scores. So this is going to be a big play for them. 3rd and 12, and it's going to be an option play. He keeps it himself, and it's not going to work very well. Eli Rodriguez, nowhere to go as he gets to maybe to 31. Only a 1-yard pickup. So that forces 4th and long, and now New Brunswick has a decision to make.
There is no decision, Tom. There is no tomorrow, so you got to go. You got to go 4th and 10. You got to go 4th and 20. You got to go 4th and 5. There is no tomorrow for New Brunswick. They've got to go every time out there. There will not be a punt tonight by them unless they're on their own 10.
Well, the problem is, I looked at the roster for New Brunswick. I do not see a kicker listed, unfortunately, but that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to be going for it. 4th and 10 from the 31-yard line. We'll see what they do. In the shotgun, 2 receivers left. Taking a snap, and it's going to be
it's
a
gonna be a
rare
pass,
pass. He'll take a shot down the field, and it's intercepted. It's a Amakwa
Tom.
the other way to the 40, midfield, down to the 45. Amakwa with the interception, and now a late flag comes in right after that.
A lot of flags.
So I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but Amakwa comes away with the interception. It will be Hillsborough ball. And
Let's take a look, Tom.
Yeah, why don't we get a look at that on the replay? But, I mean, he just jumped there. Howard, what'd you see?
I saw him running down the sideline. I don't know if he hit somebody, if someone jumped out from the sideline, but let's take a look. So here's the pass. Jumps the route right there
That was
at the
very
top of the
high.
peak. Anything going on here? Anything going on, Tom? This is where the flags were. Block? Maybe a block? What do you got?
Wow, that's why. A huge hit on after the interception by the defense. So that's probably going to be
blindside.
Yeah, blindside hit. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the infraction. The interception stands, though. So, unfortunately for Hillsborough, they're going to be starting a little bit deeper in their own territory than they would have liked. But Amakwa gets credit for the interception, and Hillsborough will begin 1st and 10, and we'll see where they spot it.
Walking around looks like the 34.
Yeah,
Tom.
34-yard line looks like it's
easy
going
to
to
see
happen.
that digital down marker down there, Tom.
You know, this is the
I don't
first
think
year
I've ever seen one.
But this is the first year they've
Does
done
the
this.
NFL have one?
No,
I don't even know if the NFL has one.
I
We got to
don't
watch
think
the games
so.
this week and see if the NFL has one.
Well, just put it this way. It's red LED lights.
Perfect. Easy to see.
1st and 10 for the 34 as Mizwera is in the shotgun this time. Gives the Mishnerd. Has a hole. Spins around. Crossing
right.
into the 48-yard line. Another first down.
There's your 15 yards right back. Don't have to worry about that now.
So it's like, okay, one play late, I'll take care of it. And keep something else in mind. Even though Mishner has had all these runs, Amakwa has averaged 13.6 yards a carry this year, which is tops in Hillsborough history by far going into this game.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome job by him.
All right, 1st and 10 for the 49. Mishnerd again. And not as much this time as he gets to about the other 49-yard line. But once again, Yasir Johnson to the rescue there for a gain of 2.
Tom, I'll tell you, Yasir's having a game, and it's only the first quarter. You know, he's keeping his team in it, but again, they're back on their heels. You know, you can't give up that pick on 4th down. You got to, you know, some teams would punt, some teams would try a field goal, but you're now behind it, and you got to slow the train down. You got to find a way.
You got to make the play call for whatever offense you've got. So 2nd and 8 from the 49 of New Brunswick. And this is Amakwa. He's got a hole to the 40, to the 30. He will clear the area without a problem. Welcome to the end zone. Thomas Amakwa. Lightning strikes again from 49 yards out. And Hillsborough takes advantage of the interception. They make it 6 more.
Tom, that was Division I speed right there. That was you get that edge, and there's nobody going to catch you.
Rutgers is going to be very happy to have this guy, I can tell you that. I mean, this guy can absolutely run. Amakwa gets his 14th rushing touchdown.
Tom, did he break a record yet?
Not yet, but one more of those, and he'll be tied for 3rd with Dan Phillips in 2000 and Matt Letty in 2010 for third most rushing touchdowns. Meanwhile, Meacham will try the extra point. Snap, kick on its way, and that is number 37 for him.
Wow.
So with 2:43 left in the first, 14-0 Raiders over New Brunswick. Shall we look at that beautiful run again, Howard?
Yes, Tom, we should. And this is exactly what we expected from them, is just to get up big early. But let's take a look at that touchdown, Tom, and tell me what you saw.
We saw the offensive line going to work. You look at the right side. There's the handoff. Look at that block on the right, and
Here it is. Splits. Split right there.
Split and gone.
Can't stop that. Can't. That's D1 speed right there. You can't come close. And you know
Absolutely wonderful run by Amakwa. Anyway, that replay is presented by Pez Electric. By the way, that company started when our founder, Vincent Pezza, was only like 15 years old. That's when he started working with his dad in the electrical field and put him on the path to being a polished, licensed, and accomplished professional contractor. He founded the company in 1990 as its sole employee, but his skills soon attracted other expert technicians. If you want to check out more of what Pez Electric has to offer, visit PezElectric.com. That's P-E-Z-Z Electric.com, or call 908-281-7399. So what a job already for Hillsborough as they scored on each of their first 2 possessions.
Tommy may get some score updates from Chris Fox at the newsroom.
Or at least on the other side of the press box.
One of the
we'll
two.
do that
That is the
momentarily.
newsroom.
All right, well, the kickoff is taking it at the 10-yard line. Moving over midfield to the 20 and
boy.
brought down pretty much the same spot as it did the first one, the 27-yard line. And that's where the Zebras will start 1st and 10. And I understand we had some progress scores here. We've been told that the game there are 3 other games in Central Jersey Group 5. Cherokee, 24-0 over Egg Harbor. I believe they're going to start the second half there. Eastern, 14-0 over North Brunswick. And I don't have a score yet for Williamstown Southern. Remember, if Hillsborough wins, they will play the winner of the Williamstown Southern game next Friday night here in Hillsborough.
Good stuff, Tom. Good stuff. Good stuff from the newsroom. Thank you, Chris Fox.
Well, One
more time.
I'll tell you this. NJ's giving a lot of props to Cherokee because they're showing that they could be a big threat for Group 5, but we'll see. We're not there yet. Here's a handoff. Actually, it's a keeper, and it's not going to be for much. I think William Dixon threw him down for like a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, that was number 2, Tom, on the run.
That is correct. That would be Amber Alford, the senior. He ends up losing a yard in the play, forces a 2nd and 11.
And now that cold just starts to set in. You're down 14-0 right off the bat. You're still in the first quarter, and that cold starts to set in on the sideline. It sets in on the players on the field, and you're like, oh boy, here we go. You know, it's going to be a tough night. But you know, you got to find resources somewhere in that locker room. Somewhere there's somebody there that's going to help them.
Well, remember, you never know what can happen from one play to the next, and we've seen that many, many times, and it changes courses of everything. 2nd and 11, they're going to sweep the left side. Hillsborough containing it very nicely, but a couple missed tackles and out of bounds at about the 32-yard line is Eli Rodriguez, the junior, who got around, picks up, they're going to give him about to the 33, so that's a gain of 6.
You know, we can build them up as much as we want. And we know what it is. It's a 1 versus 8. We know that game. And we know everybody's expecting this blowout from gigantic proportions. But you still got to play, and you still have kids out there that are giving the effort, that have given the effort all year out there. You know, this is the culmination. You make the playoffs. A lot of teams don't. You got 8 teams from this Central Jersey Group 5. So, you know, to be in the dance is still quite an
accomplishment, we'll just say.
Yeah, that's it. That's the word I was looking for.
And as long as you have a chance, that's all that really matters. So 3rd and 5 from the 33-yard line. As Rodriguez, he'll keep it himself, calls his own number, crosses the 35. He's going to get a first down to the 39-yard line. Very nice effort by Rodriguez. He's like, I am not going to go 3 and out with this team.
Yeah, and you know, and to be honest, we're not trying to be biased, and we're not biased towards New Brunswick at all, or Hillsborough. We try to stay even, but you know, you're coming into a Tiger's Den here, and you know this is not advantageous to your team if you only have 22 guys on the roster.
Well, just remember one thing: we were a home team. We played 19 guys in a state game and lost 55-7. So anything is possible. Probably throwing a Matawan High School reference there. But anyway, 1st and 10. The ball spotted with the nose at its own 40-yard line coming to the final minute of the first quarter. Rodriguez wasn't a shotgun, but this time it's going to be Alford who will call his number.
Wildcat.
Yes, indeed. He escapes his way to about the 42-yard line. Good tackle on the part of Jonathan Labello, the sophomore. Contained very well. And he's going to be the staple of Hillsborough's defense for the next couple years for sure.
Yep, you got to think that, you know, they're not going to start substituting now, but there will be times when they're going to be substituting in players that may have to help them. If someone gets hurt, if something happens, someone can't make the bus, God forbid there's a COVID outbreak, you got to be able to get everybody in that game and get them some experience out there.
And as I say, you just never know what's going to happen. They'll try and get one more playoff before the quarter comes to an end. And we're going to see 2nd and 7 just outside the 43-yard line. Let's see who lines up behind. This time to get Alfred line up as a receiver. Looks like it'll be Rodriguez this time. They're going to hand it off. A spin move to Johnson, who doesn't give up, but he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as the horn sounds for quarter time and we switch sides. So an impressive start for Hillsborough after 1. The Raiders lead the New Brunswick Zebras by a count of 14-0. Let's catch our breath, and we'll have quarter number 2 right after this.
All right, just want to mention to everybody that it might have said final next to our scoreboard, but that was from the previous game we did. So we should have it fixed now, Tom, shouldn't we? There you
yeah,
go.
there it is.
Seconds. Look
There
at
we
that.
go.
Now we're good. Hey, there's a lot there's a lot of moving parts here.
It's a comedy team of Tom Wilkins and Howard Gaber here inside Hillsborough High School's press box. About ready to start quarter number 2.
The camera's shaking because my hand is.
Well, it was 42 degrees at kickoff, but better than 52 degrees in a soaking rain last week.
I don't know why Chris Fox lets his heater at home, but he lets his heater at home and he let the scores on the sheet. So
Well,
here we go.
Won't be any ties today, that's for sure. They're going to give him 3rd and 8 from the 43-yard line. In an I formation, another handoff. That's Johnson, and he'll plow his way to the 45-yard line. That guy's a very hard runner. I'll tell you, he doesn't give up, and he doesn't leave yards on the table.
No, he's trying to get outside there a little bit, but again, you're going uphill here. You're swimming upstream. You got to be able to get it to the wide side where there's nobody out there, and you maybe got a one-on-one with somebody. But you run to your strengths. That's what you do.
Well, it looks like New Brunswick is going to punt, but then again, you never know. And the man supposedly punting is senior Brian Garcia, standing at about the 30-yard line. And
yeah, you're on your own side of the 50. That's a good time to punt.
Takes his time, and it's a low-line drive and a knuckleball.
Takes a roll, though.
Yeah, good roll this time. Inside the 20 and down to about the 16.
Wow.
So not a bad punt.
Not bad at all.
39-yard punt. And it may not have been the prettiest looking punt, but it did his job.
Yeah, it flips the field. That's what he does. He flips the field.
And now Hillsborough will have to take 84 yards to travel and get some more points, just 50 seconds into the second quarter. By the way, Hillsborough High School football presented by A&B Landscaping, a local and family-owned landscaping company here in the Hillsborough area. They've operated since 2009, which specializes in landscape management and exterior design services. Trust our professionals to handle any landscaping or hardscaping project. Remember, no job is too large or too small for us. Receive a free design consultation and a free quote when you contact us, 908-240-8784 or ablandscapingnj.com. Here's a play action pass, and that's going to be a catch down to about the 27-yard line to Dixon. That's a first down after a gain of 11.
Tom, it's very smooth the way they operate out there. They've scored a lot of points this year, so they've had a lot of successful plays. You can tell. Everything's motion. It's a very smooth type motion out there for them to get these plays out.
All right, the ball be spot at the 28, so it was a gain of 12. 1st and 10. Mizwera will now hand it off to Mishnu, who has a hole, and he'll dive his way to about the 37-yard line. Tackle on the part of Alford. 9-yard pickup there, but I'll tell you, Hillsborough's moving that ball.
Tom, these are chunk plays. Every play is a chunk play. You're getting 10, 9, 8 yards, 7 yards. You want to keep going and keep chunking it here all the way down the field because right now New Brunswick is, like we said, they're going to be on their heels the whole game. But you can see they're already cold out there. They look like they're cold. It's going to only get worse. Not going to get better out here. It's going to get colder.
It is.
I'm not looking forward to it.
That's why it is November. Second and a yard from the 37-yard line. Mizwera will fire deep left side. It is in double coverage. It's caught by Amakwa inside the 20, and now a late flag as he goes down about the 12.
Yeah, that's gonna be for a hit out of bounds. He was clearly out of bounds. It wasn't intentional, but they have to call it because he did get hit out of bounds. He was already out when they dragged him to the ground, but. He actually the player that actually threw him down got up and helped him up. As a way to say, hey, I'm sorry.
And good sportsmanship too.
Yeah,
a 51-yard pass play to Amakwa, and we'll say where he said they're going to spot it at the 14. It looks like so a 49-yard pickup and half the distance because of the late hit out of bounds. So Hillsborough will get a 1st and goal from about the 7-yard line.
Tom, they're just moving. You can't stop this train, Tom. No one has this year. Obviously 8-0, right?
Well, Phillipsburg was close back in September. That was a game for the ages for sure.
Yeah.
And then since then, Hillsborough really hasn't been challenged too much. Meanwhile, an official timeout.
What do we have, Tom? Do we have a team or we have an official?
I don't know. The officials are discussing things. It gives me a second to remind everybody Hillsborough High School football will be sponsored in a moment as we get the ball back into play. So I tried to sneak one in, but they were too fast for me.
Sneak it in, Tom. Hurry up. Give him the phone number.
Oh, goodness.
Because he's got to go back anyways.
All right, well, they're all set. We'll do it the next play. Unless it's a touchdown, we'll have to figure that out one way or the other. Are they trying to make sure they have 11 players on each side?
I don't know. That's not their job. That's the coach's job. But they can determine whether there's 12. They can tell you that. But you can play with 10.
Well, first and goal from we're going to say about the 7.5 as Mizwera with an I formation. Back, he'll fade, he'll fire, and it's intercepted in the end zone.
Who would have seen that?
It looked like Samad Hicks caught it.
Let's take a look. Number 7, Tom.
Yes, indeed. What a play. And that wasn't a very accurate throw, but what a play by New Brunswick to force the turnover in the end zone and a touchback. Let's take a look at this one, Howard.
Just have to get it, Wilkins. Give me a second here.
I know, but hey, give credit to Hicks on that play. And like I said, it was a little bit of an underthrown ball, but Hicks was right there, and I think it was double coverage too.
I don't know if they're coming out.
Let's take a look.
If they come out, we'll go back. But here it is. Yeah, you see a lineup I formation. You would think it's a run out of this, and he just takes a 2-step drop and throws it up there. And they react. Double coverage, safety over the top. You know, you button it down, and next thing you know, it's picked off.
They went for Dixon, and instead it was Mizwera's 4th interception of the year. What a bad time for it. Keeps New Brunswick in this thing. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. It's going to be a rollout play, and Rodriguez is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Wow. Hillsborough contained beautifully that time and forces a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, you know they may be a little upset now. You know, they did not expect to do that. They expected to roll tonight and keep scoring, and you make that interception, now you're going to anger that defense a little bit. And most of the guys playing defense, or some of them are also playing offense. So,
do you think maybe it's a possible lack of focus? Could that be that?
I don't think it was focus. I think, again, everything was coming so easy. So, you just go to your bread and butter and throw it up there. And you expect your receiver to get. But who knew he had, double coverage with safety over the top?
Nothing ever comes easy, no matter what you play for. Ends up being a loss of 2, 2nd and 12 for New Brunswick. And they're going to hand this off, and it's not going to be much either. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. They might give him a yard.
That was Johnson again on the carry.
Yeah, Johnson for maybe a yard. So it's going to be 3rd and plenty long for the Zebras.
Tom. Hillsborough just has to watch out because you don't want to take a stupid penalty because you're a little upset. You don't want to take that unsportsmanlike. You don't want to throw them on the ground. You don't want to, do something that's going to cost you 15 yards here.
And continue the drive because usually when those things happen, scores happen a lot because of defensive penalties, and that's why they continue. You see it on all levels of football, and that's one thing Hillsborough cannot do. Yes, they're a 1 seed, but right now they're playing like a 1 seed, but not quite sharp in all areas at this point. But let's see what happens here as the fans start yelling defense from the stands. 3rd and 11. This is going to be a rare pass. Rolling right, Rodriguez. Looking, and he is going to be taken down out of bounds.
You let him go.
And he did the right thing. Just let him go as soon as he stepped out of bounds. Forces him out maybe for about a cut. He lost like a good 4 on the play. So back to the 15. I think Missionard was in on this.
Yeah.
So again, a punt for New Brunswick.
Yeah, you got to punt this. You can't turn this ball over. So you just hope you get as good a roll as you had last time. That's all.
And those are the only things you can do. Sometimes you're going to have some lulls. You can't go 100 miles an hour for 48 minutes. There's just no way. Because the clock will be your friend anyway, and the 48 minutes will go really quickly. But in the meantime, on the punt for the 2nd time, Brian Garcia. Let's see what he does this time. A little bit of a rush, and he gets it away. And takes a neutral bounce this time and lands at the 41 of New Brunswick. So only a 27-yard punt this time, and Hillsborough with much, much better field position, and they will look to atone for what happened in the last drive and try and get some more points.
Yeah, it's a wait and see here. They put together a couple good drives here. The last one stalled a little bit, but they've shown glimpses that this is a fantastic offense out there. So. It's just going to take a little time to get loose and get out there and keep going.
They're not even going into a huddle here, so they're like, okay, that's enough. We mean business from here on in.
Yep, let's get it.
7:57 until halftime. Mizwera is going to be lining up in the shotgun. 1st and 10 for New Brunswick 41. And they hand it to Missionard. He'll slip out of a tackle. And then another. And get close to the 1st down, maybe to about the 32-yard line. So a 9-yard pickup there.
And you wonder, Tom, why are they going to go, why would you even go away from that? But you got to mix it up a little bit because you're not going to have New Brunswick pack the box on you and try to stop all runs. So you got to mix it up a little bit, but you just got to throw under caution. You can't just lob it up there and hope.
And you just can't use the same player every single time because come the fourth quarter, they'll be running out of gas and catching their breath here.
Hopefully it won't be that. Well, go ahead.
Anyway, second and a yard from the 32-yard line. This time Mizwera in the shotgun with not in the shotgun, under center with an I format. And Mishnert again, he's going to, it's actually going down to 25-24. Mishnert another 8 and another first down, presented by Milan Rose Photography, the home of their studio with sports, schools, dance, gymnastics, and proof viewing. Visit MilanRose.com. You can call 908-369-9600 or email production@MilanRose.com. So first and 10 out of 24-yard line for Hillsborough.
Tom, just a basic I formation here. That's all you're using.
Well, that's what they did on the last play. Let's see what he does here. Inside handle, bouncing off the fullback, Sal Volpe, and he had nowhere to go.
Tough sled down there for the fullback. I mean, that's, he's got to react quickly to an opening, and if he doesn't get that right gap, it's just going to bounce off somebody. And it looks like he actually hit one of his own guys in the back coming through there. But either way, New Brunswick stands tall, so live to find another down.
Well, sometimes they don't work, but you want to make sure you just get it over with and just come through in the next play. So second and 11 from the 25-yard line. This time they line a shotgun. They'll triple to right, 4 receiver set. And back, and it looks like Mishner to the left of Mizwera. He awaits the shotgun snap, takes back. He'll fire right pass, caught, but there is New Brunswick right there. And Johnson throwing him down about the 20-yard line. Dixon to catch a 5-yard pickup, and it forces a 3rd and 6. So New Brunswick's not giving up, that's for sure.
Oh, no, there's no reason to. They're still going to come out there and play football, but it's just, they just keep coming at them. So now what? Now Carty's got to, mix it up a little bit. You can't keep going back to the same place. So he's going to mix it up and put something in there, maybe that they haven't seen yet or maybe that he wants to work on.
Well, let's see what 3rd and 6 does from the 20-yard line. Again, they triple the right side. Mishner to the left of Mizwera. Amakwa to the left. Let's see if they go for him. And they're going to go for him. He got it! Wilkin to the end zone. Another clear the area moment for Thomas Amakwa. I'll tell you something.
Single coverage, Tom. Single man on him. You can't do that for him out there. My goodness, you're putting that defensive back in some kind of straitjacket, trying to cover him up.
And I was just going to say, that is Mizwera's 18th passing touchdown, which now ties him for 3rd with Jared Jones, who did in 1999, and Matt Moore in 2017. So he's got 18, and Amakwa, I'm sure, has broken a record somewhere here. As a matter of fact, he is, as the extra point, we just had 2 records happen in 45 seconds. Thomas Amakwa is now the all-time leading touchdown receiving man, his 24th touchdown, breaking Jackson Parham's record when he played from 2014 to 2017. So Thomas Amakwa has set a school record. And by the way, Sam Meacham just tied Chris Malloy for 2nd all-time in extra
Wilkins.
points.
Where are you getting these facts from, Wilkins? You're like an encyclopedia over there.
Now tell the Hillsborough press room about this.
They've just thrown them at you. Tom, we don't even have time for the replay now because, it's just – that's okay, though. It was an easy pass. Like I said, you looked on the left-hand side, and he was single coverage with no safety help. So by the time he got back there, it was all over. So you can't do that to Amakwa. You got to have help.
They catered that affair, by the way. Hillsborough High School football presented by Catered Affair, which offers a full line of custom catering designs and also operates a gourmet deli cafe offering a huge line for famous homemade salads, soups, sandwiches, subs, and grilled delights. Say that 3 times fast. Catered Affair, along with their professional staff and family, invite you to stop by, call, or email. You can also visit cateredaffair.net or call 908-874-7790 to discuss every detail to make your next Catered Affair a memorable one. So here's the kickoff now as New Brunswick will take it. It's dropped and picked up at about the 15-yard line. Let's see what happens. Oh, he got a big haul. He'll cross the 35, 40, midfield. He might outrun everybody. Not quite.
Nope.
Down to about the 26, and there are no flags.
Number 9, Tom, on that return.
What an incredible job on the part of Tyjae Henderson, the sophomore. That was like a 60-yard return there.
Yep, it opens up. You get that wall in front of you. You pick a spot and you hope, and that's what you practice. You practice over and over and over kick returns.
And sometimes, even if they're broken place in the beginning, you just let your talents do the work and keep on going. And sometimes some good things can happen. And look what happened there.
Perfect.
So
Perfect play.
They're going to spot the ball at the 30, so it was a 55-yard kickoff return on the part of Tajay Henderson. Let's see if New Brunswick can take advantage of this. Here's a handoff to Johnson. Johnson is thrown maybe for a yard at the 29-yard line. Hillsborough's defense we want to keep them out of the end zone at all costs.
And it's not even end zone. They don't want to give up first downs. That's where they're at right now. They don't even want to give up a first down. They want to get that ball back to the offense. Keep it going. You got a nice crowd here. You got nice crowds on both sides. Surprising how many people we have in this weather, Tom. As Tom is stretching his legs next to trying to get circulation going.
Well, you have to because, considering this is football weather, this is not 110 degrees down in Houston.
Yes, Hillsborough said they're gonna put a trash can with a fire inside it next half for us in here if we need it. As long as you don't start singing, Wilkins, we're good.
Indoor bonfire, that doesn't work. All right, 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. They get a man in motion, but I think there was other motion going on. A flag just went down.
There,
yep that's going to be
indication.
It is a false start that moves it back. And
That's the one thing New Brunswick can't have, Tommy. Not one thing. They can't take penalties. It's when you're fighting an uphill battle here, you take those penalties, it's just kills your momentum. Well,
I'm sure every team knows that. So now forces a 2nd and 15 from the 35-yard line. And considering New Brunswick is a 90% running team, this doesn't bode well down 21-0 and 4 minutes till halftime. They have to be cognizant. If they can score here and somehow get a stop and they get the ball to start the second half. So not quite over yet, but let's see what happens on this handoff. Oh, what a hard hit.
Jeez.
Down to the 30.
Inside.
Down to the 34-yard line. Only a yard on that play. Tajay Henderson that's a hard yard for him, but it forces a 3rd and 14.
Yeah, that's not a place you want to run right now against the Hillsborough defense. It's up the middle. You want to spread them out a little bit. You want to use your wings. You want to use the wide side of the field. They're strongest up the middle, and they're showing it. That's again, you're getting no yardage. So,
okay, so
kudos to the D line, Tom.
Well, no, the D line's been exceptional, especially the last month, and there's a whole reason why they've only allowed 2 touchdowns in the last 4 weeks. 3rd and 14
from the shifting. A lot of shifting.
Definitely 3rd and 14 to get a man in motion here, rolling right.
That's it.
Got to take a shot down the field, and it's caught. I think.
They're going to give.
And now a late flag comes in after that.
What do we got?
So a catch for Amir Alford, but let's see what the penalty is. That came after the play. I'll be curious to see what that was about.
Usually that's not good. I can tell you that. When it's coming after the play, it's an unsportsmanlike somewhere.
Well, I believe it was the head official, and we don't even have the official list on us, but
doesn't matter. We keep going. Let's see what he's going to call, though. We'll call him the white hat.
Well, the lead official, they're trying to discuss exactly what happened, or are they disregarding the flag?
It's pass interference.
Oh, it's pass interference, so it doesn't matter. They refused the penalty anyway, so it is a first down for New Brunswick.
Yep, so it's not going to make a difference because it's more than the 15 yards. So
that's
the play.
So in the red zone for the first time is New Brunswick at the Hillsborough 14-yard line, just under 3 minutes till halftime. They go I formation, receiver on the right. They're going to try passing again. Oh, he's got some room on the left that he wants.
He's got the wide side.
He does. The 10, the 5, and what do you know? No, he's down just shy of the end zone.
Out at the 1, Tom?
They gave him the 1.
Oh, my gosh.
Eli Rodriguez came very close.
Never should have dove. Just should have kept running. I mean, when he dove, he took himself out of bounds because he thought he would hit the pylon, which he did, but he was already out of bounds.
His foot probably stepped out of bounds when he tried that. So
I don't think our replay is going to show that.
Yeah,
it's a long ways away.
Well, when you're dealing with one camera, you're not necessarily going to be able to get close-ups on what happened from every angle, but he did step out of bounds, which stops the clock for now. 2:42 left till halftime. They're going to say 1st and goal from the 1. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a full house backfield here.
I think it's going to be a keeper. I think he's keeping it.
Well, Rodriguez is the man there. calls his number,
yeah.
and he walks home. Welcome to the end zone. Nice job by Eli Rodriguez. And Phillipsburg allows a touchdown at home.
Phillipsburg, it's Hillsborough.
I'm sorry. And the reason why I use Phillipsburg in the sense, Hillsborough allows a touchdown on defense at home for the first time since Phillipsburg.
There you go. Clean it up. Clean it up.
I know. Sometimes Mad Libs don't necessarily work too well on my part. But great job by New Brunswick, especially that kickoff return really did wonders here. They will try the extra point.
A little high. And what do we got?
I don't know what. Oh, is that a play fake?
No, the referee blew the whistle. I think that's an inadvertent whistle because he expected him to kick it. So when you kick it, it's automatically dead. And when he didn't kick it, he called it dead. So that's what that play was about.
No, I thought it was reimagining a Charlie Brown Lucy moment.
Yeah, they're going to do it again because he's allowed to kick it, but the referee thought he was going to do it, but he didn't. He pulled it up like Charlie Brown, like you said. So then he figured, I may as well run with it now.
I'm sure head coach Nate Harris is like, ugh.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll try the conversion again.
Yeah, that's just an inadvertent whistle. That's all that was. That's an inadvertent whistle, and you just redo it. It's a redo.
Well, they'll finally set things up. Samuel Hicks will be the one to hold, and I believe the one kicking it will be David Caballero. It was a high snap here. This is a better snap, and this one is blocked. Now, obviously, as soon as it's blocked in high school, it is dead. There's no two-point return.
Yes.
So it ends up being 21-6.
Yeah, Tom, and it's out of that's not bad. Going in 21-6 and you're getting the ball, but you cannot let up a touchdown now.
That is absolutely true.
You can't give up the big return. You can't give up a touchdown now because then everything you just worked for is gone.
Anyway, Hillsborough High School football is presented by Norman's Hallmark Shop. And, of course, they're out in Hillsborough off of Business 206. They have a refined assortment of best-selling gifts for all of your occasions, and they offer same-day and curbside pickup. And let me share this with you. Until Sunday, Christmas card boxes are buy one, get one free until Sunday.
Little Black Friday pre-sale for you.
Well, that's obviously because some stuff hasn't quite arrived at some of the other stores, so they've extended the sale. So, again, Christmas card boxes, buy one, get one free until Sunday, November 7th.
I heard Chris Fox, our newsroom guy, is going over there right after the game to pick up 6 boxes.
But they close at 8. That wouldn't be a good idea.
So he's going to have to go tomorrow.
But you can visit normanshallmark.com or call 908-281-4020. We got a little bit of a squib kick and falling down about the 39-yard line. One of the up men for Hillsborough grabs it, and with 2:36 left, both teams with all 3 timeouts, Hillsborough will have it 1st and 10.
Tom, not exactly where I would want to set him up. Don't know if I would do a squib kick there, but oh no. Tom is being detained by a young man asking him a question.
Yeah, supposedly
Tom, but Tom wants to help everybody, so he's a good Samaritan here. That's okay, Tom. Let's get
trying.
back.
Well, Hillsborough will begin 1st and 10. They're going to spot the 38-yard line. Mizwera will have a 4-receiver set, tripling the near side. I think let's see what happens on this play. Mizwera will make the call, take the snap, look, fire right, pass is caught. That's a 1st down to the midfield stripe.
Way over there. And out of bounds. Stops the clock.
Well, that definitely does, and that is Charlie Volpe, the sophomore who had the touchdown catch, the first one for Hillsborough today, and that moves it to the 49, a gain of 13, and into New Brunswick territory.
And Tom, you watch Mizwera back there in that pocket, and he has all the time in the world. He's comfortable. He sets his feet, takes a little drop. He's in a shotgun, and then delivers the ball. Much different than the other side.
All right, so it'll be 1st and 10. From the 49ers, shotgun snap, looking, firing screen middle. Mishner at 45, and undercut at the 43-yard line.
Good play over there, upending Mishner. Keeps him in bounds, keeps the clock moving. Sorry for the camera moving so much because my hand is shaking. I'm trying here.
That's okay. I believe that was Kiefer Gomez, the senior, helped out on that stop. So it's 2nd and 5 from the 44-yard line. Again, Mizwera.
He's got that single back there. You know, he's just hanging out back there. Watch, Tom. Watch as he gets the ball. He just hangs out and throws it. Picks a spot.
He takes a snap. He'll fire in the middle. Pass caught. And there, waiting for him, is Amir Alford, who's had a nice game. It's still going to be a 1st down for Hillsborough. Is a gain of 6. And with
it
a
on
minute
that catch.
47 left, we got an official timeout.
We got a team timeout.
No,
That'll be
timeout Hillsborough. All right, so Hillsborough uses their first timeout. Shall we break for a second?
Yeah, let's get a commercial.
I think we will with a minute 47 till halftime. Hillsborough up 21-6. We'll come back in a moment. We're back here at Hillsborough High School as we're only a minute 47 till halftime. Hillsborough has been pretty dominant here in this first half. The only exception has been an interception in the end zone after one of the drives, but New Brunswick has hung in there. They're down 15. If they can make a stop, remember, New Brunswick gets the ball to start the second half, and you just don't know what can happen from there. Ball be spotted at the 39 of the Zebras. They're going to go, looks like three wide slot
Tom's
left.
not talking about the referees, by the way.
I had a feeling you were going to make a reference about that. Here's Ms. Vera, who's back,
pump.
and he is in a little trouble, but he's still going to get positive yardage down to the 34-yard line. For a moment, it looked like he was going to get sacked, but he was able to sneak out and pick up 5 on the play.
Yeah, he pumped the ball a couple times there, so no one was open right there. So it was good coverage by New Brunswick, but he still gained a couple yards there, even though.
All right, 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. From about the 35-yard line as Ms. Vera will take it, throw right, pass is caught inside the 20, and a flag is down as he gets to about the 12. Now, this is along the near side, and it was thrown right after the catch, and let's see what this is all about.
See what he says. They're not moving the sticks yet, which is not a good sign.
That's going to be defensive holding, so it's not going to matter. So it's going to be a first down for Hillsborough.
Yep.
So
yeah, I thought the one player held his collar like he was being held. So I'm pretty sure that's why.
So a nice catch, and Hillsborough in business again as the ball's going to be at about the 11-yard line. That means they'll be able to get a first down without scoring. Clock running with a minute 10 till halftime. Ms. Vera, we were about to get a shotgun snap, but a false start called on Hillsborough.
Oh, that's not going to help. Just gives them a little more yardage, though, to run your routes and gives you a little more area down there to throw the ball. That's all. That's the way you got to look at it because you're going 4 downs anyways. You're this close. So you back up 5, you got a little more room to run the routes.
Only a couple penalties on each side in this game, so it has been a pretty decently scripted game on both sides, but Hillsborough's defense, again, has been the difference, although each team has turned the ball over once. Amaqua's had an interception, and a New Brunswick player had an interception in the end zone. 1st and 15, this is a handoff, bouncing off Mishnerd, and Mishnerd almost broke it. He gets to about the 12, and he picks up 4 on the play, and Hillsborough will use their second timeout.
Did they?
Well, they're doing that right now.
All right, Tom. Give us an ad, Tom.
I will gladly give you an ad. Hillsborough High School football is presented by Iron Peak Sports and Events, the epicenter of positivity for the community. Their facility is a celebration of finding out who you are and empower you to be your best self. At Iron Peak Sports, we want you to find camaraderie and a sense of belonging as they're the pinnacle of sports, events, and entertainment. You want more details? Visit ironpeakse.com. You can also call 908-758-2739 or email info@ironpeakse.com. Once again, you can visit ironpeakse.com, call 908-758-2739 or email info@ironpeakse.com. That's Iron Peak Sports and Events. So what do you think Hillsborough is talking about as we have a 2nd and 11 coming up?
I think he's calling 2 plays, Tom. He's got 42 seconds. It's going to be 2nd down, so he's got to call 2 plays here. So he's going to call the one for the 2nd down. Then if they don't get the touchdown, he's going to call one for the 3rd down. So hopefully they can get both. I don't know if he's going to be willing to run the ball, but they do have one more timeout. So they could potentially run the ball once. But from there on in, it's got to be pass. And you've got to look at your first down, but your first down's at the 3-yard line. So, they're going end zone. That's what they're going to be doing.
All right, well, they're down to 1 timeout, so at least they have that in their pocket with 42 seconds left till halftime. 2nd and 11 from the 12. They have Mishnard line up to the left of Mizwera. They got a pro set, 2 receivers each side. Let's see what they call here. Mizwera back. He's looking, and he'll throw. It's caught. Mishnard. He'll sneak and get through a couple tackles and is down at about the 5. He's about 4 yards shy of a first down. Remember, Hillsborough can get a first down without scoring, but they're going to use their last timeout right here with 28 seconds left.
Yeah, you got it. You got to use it now because that was almost a running play because you really didn't get any type of distance there on the pass. So, you're basically running the play, so now you got 3rd down. So you don't make it here. You got 28 seconds to spike the ball. You can't spike the ball because it's 3rd down. It's going to be 4th. So if you spike the ball, you're done. So really, it's essentially either get the first down, get a touchdown, or
can you get a score in 2 plays? I think the biggest
thing
you're
going to be able to get that off, Tom. That's the underlying method is that you can't get that play off in 20 seconds is still a lot of time, Tom.
Or if you get the play done quickly, you're sure
Yes.
of a first down, and then the kicking team runs. It usually takes 18 seconds to set up, and then get the snap off before the half ends.
Or you could use your sidelines. We didn't talk about that, but you could use your sidelines. They're close to that right sideline. They could always set up a couple guys on the sideline. So if they don't get the end zone, they immediately jump out of bounds because you're out of timeouts now. So it's all or nothing.
Well, this is a critical play in this game, believe it or not. 3rd and 4 from the New Brunswick 5-yard line. In an I formation. Let's see what the call is as Mizwera is under center. He hands it off, and getting through easily is another score for Tyler Mishnard. Welcome to the end zone. The right side cleared the area so well. He just ran in and said, I'll take it, thank you very much.
And that's what you want. You want to pursue and you want to go towards that short sideline because if he does get out of bounds, it's going to stop the clock and gives you another play. But you don't need it if you're going to get in the end zone.
And the right side, the offensive line, that was basically the Charlton Heston wide open lane to get you in.
Tom is dating himself once more, but that's okay, Tom. We still love you.
Oh, dear.
I get it.
Meacham with the extra point. Snap, kick on its way for number 39. Now 2nd all-time in extra points made. The only one he's facing, we have a flag down, and I don't think the point's going to count yet.
Illegal shift.
They're going to call it a false start, so the point is not good yet.
All right, so they're going to have to run back. We're watching the Hillsborough.
So if Meacham,
team run by.
well, let's put it this way: if Meacham makes the extra point even after the 5-yard penalty, he will be only 1 away from Zach Eilbacher's record that was set in 2014, where he made 40 extra points. If Meacham makes it, he'll be in 2nd all alone with his 39th.
Tom, they're scoring more. I can tell you, they may get a couple more tonight. We never know.
Well,
never know.
Hey, one never knows. Especially, I know it's a cold night here, but as I
Is
say,
Is it cold? It doesn't feel cold anymore. I think I'm just numb. So you really can't feel the cold when you're numb.
Comfortably. Obviously, the folks in the press box got the Pink Floyd reference.
Hey.
And I'm sure my son probably got it, too. By the way, belated birthday wishes to my son, Dan, who might be tuning in. He just turned 16 yesterday.
Oh, yes, it.
So, obviously.
Get back to the game, Wilkins.
Well, you got to get that out there, All right, let's try this. Extra point from 25 yards. That's number 39.
Still good.
So 28-6 now as Hillsborough extends their lead. So why don't we go ahead and take a quick break. We'll come back for the final part of the first half after this.
Get ready for Countdown to Christmas, only on Hallmark Channel.
I'm going to bed.
Christmas makes me believe in love.
And as a reminder, visit Norman's Hallmark tomorrow and Sunday. If you want to get your Christmas cards, they have a special, buy one, get one free until Sunday. So make sure you visit Norman's Hallmark on Business Route 206 and, of course, 514 Animal Road, that shopping center there in Hillsborough. All right, 23 seconds left till halftime, and Hillsborough with their biggest lead at 28-6. Now, keep in mind, New Brunswick will get the ball to start the second half. A last-second substitution as
got to get the guy up there.
They want to make sure to get everyone lined up. Now, I don't know if Hillsborough is going to be
I would think directional, Tom. I'm thinking directional.
well, let's see what they do. Yeah, low line drive.
Yep.
And it's a live ball after 10 yards. So let's see what goes on here. Crossing the 10. They're not going to get too far. Oh, what a special teams play there. Goodness gracious.
Number 1,
Peter
Tom, on
Kunt.
that tackle. Oh, great play.
The junior comes through with a great special teams play. Now, I would have to suspect New Brunswick will just take a knee, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half anyway.
You would hope. You would hope that's the logical thing to do. You don't want to throw a pick. You don't want to throw it away. So
You don't want to do Ryan Leaf to Jeremiah Trotter.
No, not at all. Nowhere does that come into play here. So you huddle up, you come back, you take the knee, and you go into halftime and you warm up.
But give New Brunswick credit. They have shown some signs of life, especially they had that drive, especially when they had that 55-yard kickoff return that subbed the touchdown.
Yep.
So they've done some very positive things, and Hillsborough, I don't think necessarily expect them or maybe underestimated just a little, but they're going to try and run a play.
Spread out.
Interesting call here. It's a handoff, and brought down about the
lucky he
2
was not in
by
the end
Dixon. So he stays out of the end zone, but they weren't going to give Hillsborough 2 more points. So first half is going to come to an end. And what do you think about this first half, Howard?
Tom, I think it's been a pleasure working with you the first half. Your analysis has gotten 100 times better. And
actually, we are not at halftime yet.
know.
There's a shaking up.
they're just going to start it, though. Once he gets up, they're going to start it. So that's all. You just have to wait for him to get up. And then they just roll the clock, I would think. I don't think they're going to give him another play. Oh, no.
Or unless they're forced to use a timeout. I don't know what the high school rules are for timeouts at 2 minutes and a half.
Tom, get some scores over there.
Well, we're trying to get some progress reports here.
As the press box gets busier and busier behind us.
Yes, indeed.
And
now,
in front of us.
The winner of this game plays the Williamstown Southern Regional matchup, and I'm trying to figure it out. They just handed it back because they're getting an update here. I was looking. It looked like it was 14-7 Williamstown, but I want to make sure I get the accurate update here for everyone. So, how about this? If you want a shootout game, Kingsway 41, Old Bridge 35.
Oh.
I guess their quarterback for Old Bridge has returned.
Yeah, I would think so if they're putting those kind of points up. I'd just like to welcome everybody across the camera. Everybody, next time wave when you go by. We like to at least see your face. Say hi. Give us there you go, another one.
Well, the guy's shaking up. Yeah, that's number 7, Samad Hicks, who ended up being the shaken up zebra there. North Brunswick, 20-14 over Eastern. Cherokee still 24-0 over Egg Harbor. Remember, they start at 6, so they'll be the first game to end in this 20.
Now he's winding it. So we did all that, Tom, for him to wind the clock. Can go to half.
That's okay. Now, according to this, Williamstown leads Southern Regional 14-7, but I'll confirm everything once we get past the halftime stuff. But, Howard, a very nice first half. What are we going to see at halftime? Just
I'm hoping that we're going to get the Hillsborough band, Tom. Why not? Let's see if we can get them live.
Well, we didn't get a chance to see him last week for Halloween weekend, but this band has done a phenomenal job, and I want you guys to please enjoy this special performance here on senior night here at Hillsborough High School. They are officially the pride of Hillsborough Raider Marching Band. Again, they're under the direction of Jules Heron and Nicholas Clipperton. They will have your halftime for you and some spooks and hobgoblins and some evanescence and all that stuff. You guys got to go see for yourself. Again, halftime, the Hillsborough Raiders 28, the New Brunswick Zebras 6. Enjoy your halftime with the pride of Hillsborough Raiders Marching Band.
And it took the kids called boys.
Well, you know, the kids are in the game. They know what's working. You know, and like, why are we rolling them?
Right.
Yes.
Ladies,
I think by now he would see that.
No,
have fun tonight.
that, you know, I'm okay. Now I'm getting that itch. Oh, I gotta move. Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna run down to hide a ball. Oh shoot, there's sun. I don't know.
Appreciate your concern. Goodbye, ladies. Donna, adios. Paul,
Good brother. Good pal. Are we going?
No, I thought so, maybe. It's just actually, I'm okay with the sweatshirt. Now I know what they're doing. It's actually
Places where those who have lived and died are haunted places where spirits thrive.
Oh, we did. You know there was somebody. How do we, for 200 years, we were able to count all the votes on election day with no problem, but now all of a sudden, okay, voting,
Follow me, and I'll show you the way. These wandering paths lead steadily. The source of something. Themselves fried. Come with me. The time has come to play. Here, in the garden of shadows.
It was amazing. Next year should be really good.
Better crop next year.
I have like this huge Eric and really good. It tastes like a little bit of it. Thank you so much. They were great.
What's up, stranger? Brother? Good to see you. Little man's out there? I see. Yeah. Oh, he'll be home every week.
Oh, take me away.
My big girl job.
When you want reliable work, trust family-owned A&B Landscaping to make your property look its best. With over 25 years of experience, our design team will help create an oasis in your backyard with landscaping, hardscaping, retaining walls, and more. Our commercial customers rely on us for landscaping and maintenance too. So no matter what type of property, we can handle it. We're the company you can trust, so give us a call today.
Get ready for Countdown to Christmas, only on Hallmark Channel.
I'm going to bed.
All right, folks, welcome back. We certainly hope you enjoyed the halftime performance by the Pride of Hillsborough Raider Marching Band. Really nice performance as they always come through, especially a little bit past Halloween. Great job by them. Anyway, we're about ready to start the second half. New Brunswick's football team will be out in just a moment. They are approaching the field. I'm Tom Wilkins along with Howard Gaber. He's going to show you the highlights of this first half with Hillsborough with a 28-6 lead. Let's begin with the first touchdown pass by James Mizwera, who threw to Charlie Volpe. That was a 19-yard strike. As you can tell, he was able to throw up the middle, and
there it is.
Yep, there he was, easily up the middle, plows his way through, and Hillsborough comes through with an opening drive touchdown. Meanwhile, after that was the Thomas Amakwa show from 49 yards out, which you'll see in a moment. And that was on the second drive after New Brunswick threw an interception to Amakwa. He was able to return it, but unfortunately a penalty started to drive back a little bit further. Actually, what we're going to show you the New Brunswick touchdown.
Yeah, let's show them that one.
I mean, they did some nice things in this first half, and that was definitely one of them, the touchdown run by Eli Rodriguez. The extra point was blocked. At that point, it was 21-6. Now, rewinding a little bit, here's the Amakwa score. A couple great blocks, and away he went. And as you mentioned, Howard, Division I speed, 49 yards. At that point, that made it 14-0. That was the quarter time score. And then Amakwa ended up catching a touchdown to make it 21-0. We'll see if we have that.
I believe this is it, Tom.
And that was from the 20-yard line as Mizwera went back, and look at the leaping ability by Amakwa, who snarls his score, his second of the game.
Snarls, snares.
Well, snarls, snares, he caught it.
Good enough.
Well, anyway, it was 21-0 at that point. The New Brunswick touchdown made it 21-6, and then the Raiders scored one more time in the final 23 seconds. That's what made it 28-6, and that is the halftime score. Some progress scores to report to you before we start the second half. The winner of this game will be playing the winner of the Williamstown Southern Regional game, and we got a little surprise going on down in Barnegat. Williamstown ahead of Southern Regional 21-7. That game just starting the third quarter. The other two games in Central Jersey Group 5, at last check, and this has been like this for a while, Cherokee 24-0 over Egg Harbor, and that game started at 6, so I would suspect it'd be final very, very soon. And the other game in the Group 5, a good one going on between North Brunswick and Eastern. North Brunswick right now a 20-17 lead. Of course, North Brunswick coming off a difficult loss to Hillsborough last week here in Hillsborough in some incredibly inclement weather. But they're making a big bounce back statement here.
They need to. They got, you know what? They got to do that because, you know, now everything starts over. You know, that's your clean slate here in the playoffs. And so everything starts over, and you know what? No one knows what's going on. So, you know, that's the beauty of the playoffs. You've actually got there. So now it's your turn to you know, show off what you can do. And even though, and keep this in mind, it's survive and advance at this particular point. Other games not related to Group 5. Washington Township 14-7 over Lenape down in Medford. I believe that's South Jersey. We have a shootout going on.
Medford is South Jersey, Tom. I know. You can say that about Egg Harbor, too. But anyway, Toms River North, they clinch a win over East Brunswick 28-14. There's a shootout between Kingsway 41-35 over Old Bridge. We'll continue to give you updates as well. Edison and Manalapan 13 apiece. Bridgewater Raritan, they have a 7-0 lead on Patterson Eastside. And Phillipsburg, who we saw in the second week of the year, that Titanic game back 2 months ago, they're leading Union City by a count of 16-6. Other notes, Rahway and Somerville, 15 apiece, an interesting score there. I don't know if there'll be a scoregami in that one. Ridge, 24-0 over Woodbridge at the half. And Northern Highlands pouring it on Montgomery. This is not an accident. 47-14. Wow. I mean, 47.5, that's something else in itself. But we'll continue to update those scores as we do here for the NJSIAA playoffs, especially the 3 games involving Central Jersey Group 5. Now, New Brunswick will get the ball to start the second half. What do you think New Brunswick needs to do?
Score.
Well, besides that.
Score. Score and score and score.
Well, they're going to need 3.
They got to control the ball and they got to score.
And if they can't kick extra points, they're going to need to make 2 out of 3 in 2-point conversions to level the game.
Yeah, you got to really hope that they can control the ball. And if it hasn't shown up yet, they had it once, but Well,
let's see what happens as they kick off. Oh, there's going to be an end around which is dropped, and that's going to be it's still loose. And I think it was recovered by New Brunswick. They tried a little trickery, and unfortunately it backfired. Down at about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, that was 11 with that recovery, Tom.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. For New Brunswick, Eli Rodriguez was right place, right time, but they tried that trick play, and it did not work. It completely went poof.
Yeah, we've seen those. We've seen a lot of reverses, try to get it upfield, try to move it a little bit, but you know what? When you fumble that ball, all bets are off.
We just got a progress score from Marlton, 37-8 now. Cherokee leading Egg Harbor. Cherokee the 2 seed against Egg Harbor the 7. So right now, top 2 seeds holding their own right now. Here, 28-6, Hillsborough over New Brunswick, and New Brunswick really deep in their own territory, their own 3. Let's see what they do here. They're going to spread everybody out and trying to run the ball. And I think there might be a recovery in the end zone.
Let's see.
Is it going to be
safety?
Is it 2 or 6? The ball was fumbled. It's a touchdown. How about that? Welcome to the end zone. And the person who recovered it was Ray Giuliano, the senior.
Look at that, Tom. You never know, what you're going to see out there. You figure they were already in trouble starting on their own 3 and not getting any kind of push with that offensive line. They didn't come out here warm up a lot like we saw Hillsborough. So they probably were a little cold, and next thing you know, this is what happens.
And now 34-6. That the worst possible thing that could happen to New Brunswick just did.
Tom's voice is cracking a little bit from the cold here, as it has really dropped. I'd say, Tom, give me a Doppler.
Well, I'm going to give you
Wilkins.
Sam Meacham trying for a school record tying extra point. The snap, the kick. He is in the record books. Tied for the most extra points made with Zach Eilbacher, who made 40 in 2014. And that makes it 35-6. As Sam Meacham, he went from 3rd to tied for 1st in a matter of an hour and a half.
Well, he also scored 5 touchdowns, so that helped.
Well, he was 5 behind, and I don't think Eilbacher's coming back to play, so
Yeah, I don't think he's going to add. Don't think there's going to be any addition there, so good for him. You love to get the records in. As the fog bank, you can see it on your screen. It's coming in from the other side of the field, Tom.
It's coming in from all sides. It started from the right side, and it's probably radiational cooling. I mean, we're expecting a low of, it's 38 degrees now. I expect it to go down to 29.
I think my hands are 29 right now.
Well, the real feel might be 29, but be happy it's not 38 in Central Florida, because it'd be like 20 degrees colder.
Okay.
With the humidity.
Gotcha.
So, but what a big play for Hillsborough to start the second half. Now up 35-6. So they're up by 29. Cherokee's up by 29. We're trying to keep an eye on the other 2 scores. The North Brunswick Eastern game and the Williamstown Southern Regional game. We'll update as we go. Kickoff is taken by Rodriguez. He'll field at about the 4, and he'll try and make his move. And, he got upended at about the 15-yard line.
Number 1 again, Tom.
Peter Quant has made some great special teams plays in this game. He's more been an unheralded hero on the special teams side with the way he has flown to the ball. And the danger for all the other teams is he's coming back next year as a senior.
Oh, even better. That's what you like to hear.
I mean, Hillsborough has been really loaded with players. I mean, they have a lot of great talent. Of course, we haven't even called the Santa Barbara's. Andrew Santa Barbara, a senior. He was on there on senior night. His brother, Nicholas Santa Barbara, you're going to be hearing from him as well. So still 2 more years of Santa
moving the ball
Barbara.
back, Tom.
Oh, and there was holding during the return.
Oh, just piling on now. Just burying New Brunswick just to start this half.
So half the distance of the goal because of the hold, and it's 1st and 10 from the 8. And now they're going to go inside handoff, and there's not going to be much there. So it's going to be second and
loss, Tom. That looks like a loss of 2 on that play.
Might have been a loss of 2. Now, keep in mind, going into this game, New Brunswick had over 1,500 total yards. But Rushing yards, they average 164 a game. Passing yards, 52 a game. So
Yeah.
basically 3 out of every 4 yards has been on the ground. And we saw some great glimpses of it. But Hillsborough has really tightened up and, of course, forced New Brunswick's second turnover, which ended up being a fumble in the end zone recovered by Ray Giuliano on the first play of the second half. It is indeed a loss of 2, Howard, so 2nd and 12 from the 6-yard line. And New Brunswick,
All over the place here.
well, they're moving 2 receivers to the right. They have to stay in play for a second. Now they do.
Inside handoff.
They do the inside handoff anyway. It's going to be a nice run to about the 10, but that's really about it. And once again, if I can get my sheets together, Amir Alford, he's had a nice game. On both sides of the ball, he's done some good things, but Hillsborough's just been too much.
It's just, it's attrition again now. You're looking at the background here. You're looking at, the cold coming in, the fog coming in. These players have to put it together, and, New Brunswick can't give up any more points. You're down 29. You cannot give up any more points at all. So we'll see what they have in their bag of tricks.
Well, they've used most of them. 3rd and 8 from the 10-yard line. This is Rodriguez rolling back. He's going to throw. It is
Open.
caught, and that's going to get to, we're going to see where they spot it. It's going to be a little short of a first down. Alford with the grab, but it's going to be about a yard short, about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, Volpe coming up
Yep.
again to stop that play. But
Sal Volpe.
now you got 4th on your own, what do you got, 17?
You're on
Fourth
your own 17, and your season's on the line.
You got to go. You got to get. If you can't get 2 yards in high school football, you shouldn't be out there. But,
And-
you
well,
never know again.
Let's put it this way. If they don't make the first down, Hillsborough turns into a touchdown. It then turns into a running clock. Does that
Yeah.
still happen in the playoffs?
Yep, same rules.
Okay, just making sure because I don't know if there are any nuances that go on between the regular season and the playoffs, so one never knows. All right, well, Hillsborough's trying
This
to
could
line
be
up.
their season here, Tom.
Yes, indeed. 4th and a yard. They're going for it from their own 17.
Inside.
They call it, and it
Wildcat.
is a first down. They'll get it across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. So,
Wildcat carry by Alfred. Who else? You got to get it to the horse that got you here. And we don't know their stats. You might have some of their stats there. They're leading rushers and stuff like that. But
well, no specifics to be quite honest with you.
gotcha.
All I know is that they have 3 passing touchdowns and 14 rushing touchdowns
So
this year.
they're a positive rush team. So, whether you're in the Wildcat or whether you're handing it off, and we don't know the level of competition they've played compared to Hillsborough's, but again, you're here. You're in the playoffs. You made the dance.
Well, they played Rahway, East Brunswick, Piscataway, North Brunswick, Edison, St. Joe's Metuchen, Perth Amboy, Sayreville, and Monroe.
So some pretty good teams. Pretty
The
good Group
handoff
5
this
teams.
time to Johnson, and he has smeared down for a several-yard loss at the 19, so it ends up being a loss of 3. As we come up to 8 minutes left in the third, looking at common opponents, they only lost 21-14 to North Brunswick, 4th week of the year. And Piscataway, they only won by a point, 15-14. And keep in mind, this has not been a Piscataway year.
No, we saw that earlier, right? We saw that Piscataway was not having a good year this year. So, they were on lockdown last year. They had no team due to COVID, so they couldn't go out there practice or anything. So it's showing up this year. But you expect them to bounce back big time. That's a big
Give
time
it a year or
program.
two. Give it a year or two, and they'll be back. 2nd and 14. Now everybody is jumping, probably because of the cold. Now they want to use the flag to cover their hands. Ends up being a false start on the left side of the zebra line. So how ironic the Zebras call a penalty against the Zebras.
Oh, Wilkins using it as always.
Well,
I knew
you
you couldn't let it go. For
Now
the whole
wait
game.
a minute. Wait a minute, Howard. You started it.
Yes, I know.
But it's a 5-yard penalty, and it forces them back to about the, let's say, the 14-yard line. So 2nd and 18 now for New Brunswick. We are continuing to get progress scores.
Chris Fox working hard in the sports desk.
Well,
You can actually hear him in the background.
well, well, we'll give it to you after this next play on 2nd and 18. And Hillsborough right there
swarmed
to
under.
snow him down, probably for a couple-yard loss, and that's Sal Volpe yet again. Just to give you the updates, now it's Washington Township 21-7 over Lenape. We did tell you Cherokee is now up 37-8 on Egg Harbor. That's a 2-7 game. North Brunswick still up 20-17. I think that's the 3-6 game. And the Williamstown Southern game, remember, the winner of this game plays the winner of Williamstown Southern Regional. They're in the third quarter. Williamstown 21, Southern Regional 14.
Big upset. Could
So-
be a huge upset.
Well, it's a 4-5 game.
Still 4-5. Yeah, not really a huge upset, but still state playoffs. It's an upset.
Well, North Brunswick's up 2017 on Eastern, and they're the 6th seed. So
yeah, that's much bigger.
keep
I
that
don't
in
know if they
mind.
reseed, Tom. We have to ask if they.
All right,
reseed.
here's a throw left side, and the pass is going to be
Wow.
caught on third down. A good sliding catch by David Caballero, the junior, but it's
lost it.
4th and way long. And instead of 4th and 1 where they had to go for it, they're going to have to punt here.
I tell you, you gotta. I mean, you gotta really punt at this point. But still, you're playing with fire now because it's not going to be a long punt, and you're going to give Hillsborough great field position, and they could lock this game up right now. But
Yeah, one more score, and they have a running clock, of course.
yes,
Because remember, it's a 33-point difference, and that's state rules.
but they've had this clock running this whole time. A lot of runs.
And there's a low-line drive, and it's going to be taken at the
Definitely
48-yard line. And a good tackle inside the 45. That
They
was
just-
Ryan Testano, the junior,
They
who was able to
just
have a
missed
decent
it.
return.
They just missed blocking that punt, which just would have set them up even better. But, you say running clock, but, Tom, pretty much this clock has run that whole first drive because New Brunswick ran the ball.
Well, that's what
Not a
shortens
lot
the game.
of passes.
When you-
Not a lot of passes.
And the key to remember, yes, if you excel in one thing, you stay with it. But at the same time, you want to make sure you mix a few of the other things that you want to work on. And when you have a balanced team where you can run and pass the ball, that's what makes it most dangerous. But then again, you have to trust your lines on offense and defense to do the job. And Hillsborough's done that. I mean,
the
remember,
clock is running, Tom, but don't say anything. It is running.
well, 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line.
It's a cold night.
You're not kidding. They'll hand it off. I think it's Mishner, but he only gets a couple to the 41-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup that time, which forces 2nd and 8. Josh Nazario, good tackled by the junior that time. And it forces 2nd and 8. Now, Hillsborough definitely want to milk the clock. Of course, they'll be playing at home next week against the Williamstown Southern Regional.
And we hope to
winner.
be here.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. I'm hoping we will. Well,
From the newsroom, Chris Fox says
Yeah.
he wants us here.
hey,
So
and that'll be a showcase game for us if we're able to.
from his mouth to God's ears.
2nd and 8 from the 41. There's Mishner again, and a spin move, but he's tackled down at the 38-yard line. Good tackle by Johnson once again. And Yasir Johnson, despite the fact that this is an undermanned New Brunswick team, Yasir Johnson, he's been one of the stars on this club.
I'd give him the MVP for the defense for the New Brunswick team. If we were going to hand
Overall.
out team MVPs, I'd give him one.
Yeah,
he's played an outstanding game.
I agree, but also give an honorable mention to Eli Rodriguez. He's done some good
quarterback,
things too.
Yeah, he's got it.
I mean, keep in mind the broken play on the kickoff return, which ended up going for 55 yards. 3rd and 5 from the 38. Mizwera in the shotgun. They triple to right. He'll take the snap, looking. He'll screen it to Mishnard. Mishnard gets to the 35. Did his knee go down? Maybe not. They
No.
might have gotten the first down.
Nah,
They're going
it
to
could
say a
be
yard short.
It's at 34. But you watch New Brunswick, and their techniques are quite good. They break down, they make the tackle one-on-one. They've probably faced us a lot of times where it's one-on-one out there, on the defensive side. So they're making the tackles. You're just giving up chunks. That's the problem.
All right, so 4th and a yard. They will go for it. Let's see if they keep moving the sticks. It's Mishnard. He's got a whole first down and more to the 20, to the 10. Pushed out of bounds about the 5-yard line. We'll see where they spot it, but it is definitely 1st and goal.
Great play, great call. Run it outside, get them off guard, get a couple blocks going, and next thing you know, you're wide open and you got a big, huge chunk of that field going downhill, which is easy to run.
They're going to spot it at the 6. That was a gain of 28 for Mishnard, who has had a great game on the ground. But then again, Hillsborough's had some great runs overall. I mean, obviously, you look at people like Amakwa. He averaged 13.6 yards a carry, had a 49-yard touchdown run. Here is Mishner to push his way to the goal line.
A little help from his friends.
We have a 5-yard penalty on that. I mean, in another game we broadcast, they're going to say
Yes.
he is short by about a yard, so 2nd and goal.
Yes, you can't aid the runner, but you can push the pile. That's what you can do. So you got to really pick your spots there when you do it. But he's on like the 1-inch line. Right
Well, here's
there.
a question: do you give it to Amakwa or do you give it to
No.
Mishnard?
Got to give it to your fullback, or probably going to keep it.
Well,
You're probably
Mishnard's
gonna
lined
keep
up
it
as a
here.
receiver on the near side, and Mishnard, one of the backs in
He's
the
gonna
eye.
keep it, Tom.
Well, we'll see.
Nope.
They do
There
give
you
it to
go.
Mishnard. Oh, he walked in easily. He clears the area, and it's welcome to the end zone. And I believe that is the 2nd time today for Mishnard, as Hillsborough is putting this one out of reach and assuring another game next Friday night.
Yeah, well, we expected that. It just, we expected them to put some points up on the board because of this offense. I mean, they've done it all year long, so this is no surprise. The only surprise is how long New Brunswick hung in the game, and they did. They hung in just about to half.
And keep in mind, this is a school that hasn't had a winning season since 2015. They are going to probably
It's
eat
only
this.
6 years, though, Tom.
I
It's
know.
not like
Well,
it's
here's
a
the extra
lifetime.
point, and that is a school record. How about that? Sam Meacham is now in the Hillsborough books all by himself with his 41st extra point made. And with 1:37 left in the 3rd, it's 42-6 Hillsborough. And what a job by this team. They've come out in the 2nd half and they've gone to business. Why don't we go do some business as well? 42-6 Hillsborough over New Brunswick. We'll come back in just a moment. Of course, the Hillsborough High School Touchdown Club has to be really happy about this performance by the Raiders today. We recognize them, of course, as they are the key sponsor of Hillsborough High School Raiders football. Here's the kickoff. In the meantime, Rodriguez will grab it around the 15. Let's see what he does. Oh, he has some room. He goes to the 30, the 40. Look at this, midfield. And for the 2nd time today, look at this. Goes down to near the 30-yard line. Rodriguez has done a heck of a job on special teams. He's got like a pair of 55-yard kickoff returns and no flags for either one.
I think he had a breeze behind him, pushing him forward because it must have been cold back there holding up that football. But, Tom, I got to mention Bruce Wayne. He's the president of the Touchdown Club. We just want to thank him for having us here again this year. Last year they contacted us and made us feel welcome, very welcome, especially for a Franklin teacher to come over here in Hillsborough.
Well, we of course, we are extremely gracious, and we definitely want to extend our gratitude and thanks for allowing us to happen. And while we're giving them thanks, we've just gone to 3/4 time. So we'll keep it here. Bruce Wayne, of course, the president, Ernie Santorelli, the vice president, and John Van Nessen, the treasurer of the Hillsborough High School Touchdown Club. Thank you guys so much for making us feel welcome and for everything you've done for us. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it.
And we welcome all the viewers. We welcome all the likes. Please subscribe. Please subscribe because if we are on next week, you'll get an early notification from YouTube saying that we're going to be live. So that's the only way you can get it, or you have to check. But I know the athletic director, Mike Davis, has done a great job with us, hiring us, bringing us in here, and making sure we're very comfortable inside the Sub-Zero press box.
Well, thankfully it isn't the Mortal Kombat press box, but it is pretty cold, that's to say the least.
Tom brought me water at the beginning of the game. It's now ice.
Well, I don't know about that, but
But
frozen. Yes.
I'm glad I forgot to shave this week. At least I can say
Well,
that.
I got to find some way to keep warm, and we'll see how the weather is next Friday if things work in our favor, and we'll be able to bring.
Supposed to be warm, Tom. That's what I heard. Warmer.
It's a week away. Rodriguez at quarterback for this play. Throws too high of a pass, and it's going to be intercepted. Take it the other way. We're going to have what looks to be a pick six.
Nobody
As
there,
it's
Tom.
Thomas Amakwa will clear the area one more time. his third touchdown of the game, 1 rushing, 1 receiving, 1 on defense, his 45th overall and his 5th career. His 5th career, it looks like interception return. I wasn't sure if he did any special teams returns, but his 5th non-offensive touchdown, we'll just say. Boy,
We'll say that. You can say that, Tom. You can say non-offensive. That's okay.
Well, let's just be happy and
Special
say,
teams.
well, let's just put it this way, about maybe 25 minutes away in the city of New Brunswick, Rutgers University is going to welcome him with open arms. I'll tell you.
Yeah, Tom. He's going to fit right in there. Shiano's going to use him to his utmost ability out there, whether it's as a receiver, whether as a D-back. He's played a lot of positions here for Hillsborough, so multi-dimensional there for Rutgers.
Well, let's see if Sam Meacham adds to his school
record.
Yeah, and he's going to be 7 for 7 with that extra point. So his 42nd extra point. So he went from midway 3rd place to 1st all time for extra point attempts made in a season. So
Not bad, Tom, for one game, huh? 7 extra points.
That's correct. And let's not forget that Amakwa, who has 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving, and 1 on defense, that's 24 overall in a year.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's when you're scoring 40 a game, Tom. You're going to get those records. You're going to get a lot of offensive records because you're controlling the ball. I mean, give some of the scores, Tom, for Hillsborough.
Well, let me put it to you this way.
Not all of them. Just give me some of them.
They have scored 36 or more now in 6 of the last 7 games.
There you go.
Ridge 42-14. The only one they didn't do was Westfield 28-7. But since then, 44-0 Old Bridge, 36-7 Piscataway, 41-0 last week North Brunswick, and now 49-6, a season high for the Hillsborough Raiders.
And an entire 4th quarter left. So they're going to get the ball one more time. Now, again, you're going to use the players that usually don't play maybe. But this is the playoffs, Tom. There is no reason to let off the gas, and that's what I always say. No reason.
But you don't want your star players to be injured either in any freak accidents or anything like that. So for Hillsborough, of course, they await the winner of the Williamstown Southern Regional. We'll continue to keep you posted of who their next opponent will be. Here's Rodriguez. Will he have another return in him? He might.
Tom.
He crosses the 40 down to the 44. So on special teams, Eli Rodriguez has been causing havoc.
He's going to have over 100 yards return.
I mean, he had 2 55-yard returns right there. That's 110.
Yep. It's part of their game. That's part of the game that you want to build upon, and maybe next year, you never know if he's back. If he's a senior, then we wish him well. But it looks like he's a junior, number 11.
Well, he'll be back next year for New Brunswick.
So we got one area already covered.
They have some bright stars. I mean, and they can score on offense. I mean, they've put up 38. They put up 35 or more 4 different times this year. They had 42 against Rahway. Oh, I beg you, I'm not looking at the right ledger. My apologies there. Because they had the top score ahead and had W's and L's and what have you. I beg your pardon.
Doesn't matter. It's okay.
Anyway, but they can score. I mean, they've had 42 against Rahway. They had 43 against Monroe. They can run some points up as the handoff goes to about the 48-yard line. And just to run down the people involved with New Brunswick, they're led by head coach Nate Harris in his 4th season, assisted by Corey Tucker, Brandon Smith, Jermaine Terrell, Kevin Butler, Jay De Oliveira, Joe Pitteresi, Daquan Mullings, and Jamal James. The trainers are Jake Caulfield and Yusuf Adebayo. And for New Brunswick High School, their athletic director is Garrett Conger. Principal is Matt Rusnick, and the superintendent of schools for New Brunswick, Dr. Aubrey Johnson.
Tom, do we have Hillsboroughs?
We just have, we don't quite have them. We just have the.
I got you.
All right, but anyway, the handoff goes to about the 46, and Rodriguez keeps it himself and makes it 3rd down. At last, and right now, we just want to let you know that as of right now, next Friday, it looks like Hillsborough is going to be playing Williamstown. The game isn't final yet, but we understand it's 34-14 Williamstown over Southern Regional in the 4th quarter. That's the game to kind of focus on to find out who your next opponent is. Either way, whoever wins has to travel north up 206. So that's what we have right now. We don't have a final. We probably will be done before they will. So we'll let you know. Anyway, 3rd and 8, another keeper, and that's a hard hit.
wow.
Alford took
Sandwich.
a hard shot. Gets to the 47-yard line.
It's a Burrow sandwich, right? That's a Raider sandwich right there.
Well, you're not kidding with that. By the way, the rest of the people involved, of course, Hillsborough led by Kevin Carty Jr., the head coach, assisted by Don Adams, Rocco Mazzagatti, Kevin Carty Sr., Wayne Briggs, Justin Balloonsat, P.J. Jankowitz, Chris Ciccone, and Vin Caviello.
Those are your coaches.
And I was looking at the other side, and I thought that was, but that was actually New Brunswick,
You already
which
read
I
that.
just
Already did,
read.
Tom.
So,
That would have been repetitive, but that's okay. You never, ever can do it enough. So thank our sponsors, Tom. We'll thank the sponsors next stoppage.
yeah. Well,
We'll
when
give
we
them
had
a
the
quick rundown.
change of possession, just in case things don't work out in our favor. We're hoping they will. But on 4th down, here's a pass, and it is caught well short of a first down. So it ends up going to Alford. They turn the ball over on downs, and Hillsborough will get it at midfield. And we want to take a moment to thank, for Hillsborough High School football, the following sponsors: Milan Rose Photography, A&B Landscaping, Pez Electric, Cater to Fair, Iron Peak Sports and Events, and Norman's Hallmark Shop. And hopefully you guys get your Christmas
Two
cards.
for
Buy
ones.
one, get one free until Sunday.
Two for ones.
Hey, hey, take advantage of the specials
Hey.
when you can.
I got to call Norman tomorrow. Make sure I reserve my cards. Great deal.
So, like I said, as a Hillsborough lines up 1st and 10 from the midfield stripe, I'm sure they're going to have some of the JVs in there, the backups. Up on the right side, we have a false start. So, as I said, next Friday, it's looking like Williamstown High School will be making the trip up 206 to play Hillsborough. Again, at last check, it's 34-14, Williamstown over Southern Regional. If we get any further updates, we will let you know.
We'll let you know if it goes final while we're here.
Well, I think we are going to be done before they will, given the fact that we have the running clock, and it's only down to 4:20 till time. 1st and 15 from the 45-yard line. Again, Hillsborough putting up a season-high 49 on the board here in the quarterfinals.
Now they're just waiting for the play clock.
Yeah, they're going to take down as much time as they possibly can, because at this point, they want to make sure nobody gets hurt and that everyone's ready for next Friday.
Inside handoff.
Inside handoff, and now be down to about the 44-yard line. And incidentally, there is a new quarterback in the game,
Yep.
and I couldn't quite figure out what his number is.
I think it's 5
Yeah, if that's number 5, that would be Samir Guzman.
or 9. What's 9?
If it's 9, that would be Ryan Tostano.
Let's get a close-up, Tom, just for you. Here you go, Wilkies. What do you got?
It looks like a
Looks like a side view. It looks like a 9.
that looks like, yeah, it's a 9 if you look at
That's
the
a
shoulder
9.
pad.
Yep.
And next to him is Dom Monsomo, the junior running
you
back. He
go.
is in the game. 3 wide slot right here on 2nd
Use
and
camera
15.
B for that one.
I don't know. Maybe it's the fog rolling in. I don't know. All right, so 2nd and 15. And they will give it to him on
Oh.
Somo, and he is flattened down for a 2-yard loss. But he's going to be one of the main guys next year, I would suspect.
Could be him. You never know. You never know transfers. You never know what's going on. In the next year, you never know who's coming out. That's why high school football is such a fickle sport. You think you got that position locked up, and someone moves into your neighborhood, and next thing you know, they're coming out and they're, 6'2", 260, and what are you going to do? You got to get them in the game.
And obviously the starters are definitely done. Amakwa's finished. Mishnard had a great game. He's done for the night. And now it's obviously up to Testano to finish things out on 3rd and 17.
Another run.
Another run this time. That is Kant who gets a shot, and he gets to the 49 of New Brunswick. So a nice gain on the play, gain of 8.
Put it down.
So it makes it a 4th and 9 from the 49-yard line. And Hillsborough has not punted yet today. We might see it for the first time here. But then again, it's going to matter.
No, I don't think they're punting, Tom. I think they're just going to take that clock down, run a play, and turn it over. And if they
And
get
just
the
a couple
first
more
down, they get
plays
the
and that'll
first
be
down.
it.
Yep, get the first down because New Brunswick's not using timeouts.
Well, considering
They shouldn't. There's no reason.
it's all over but the shouting here. Well, they will go for it on 4th down just to run the clock down a little bit more. Testano in the shotgun. See what he'll do this time. Oh, and he lost the ball, but he falls on it. Doesn't matter. Hillsborough will turn it over on downs as we're down to 1.5 minutes and counting, and New Brunswick will have a couple more plays, and that'll be that. But keep this in mind, Howard. Hillsborough is going to try and do something that New Brunswick did 18 years ago, and that is go undefeated 12-0 and win a region title.
So you mean like run the table?
Well, run the table, clear the table, just don't get the table like the Dudley boys. But the point being is Hillsborough's got a couple more games to do it.
You got 2 more games in your season, to get to that undefeated, to get that state title. And hopefully we're here for both. Hopefully.
Hey, let's hope for the best here.
We've had a great year.
This absolutely has been, and I mean, like I said, Hillsborough's been tremendously accommodating. Here is a keeper by Rodriguez who will take it to the 45. He's going to stay in bounds there. Might get one more play in. Hillsborough, the last time they went undefeated in a season, 1973, I believe.
Wow.
So it is becoming apparent it is apparent that it's going to be the 5 seed Williamstown advancing to play Hillsborough. Looks like that game is winding down as well, as we will. So we'll see if they get one more play before this is done.
Let's do it.
And we'll get some final thoughts, and then I'll head to JFK. All right. Rodriguez will take the snap, final play. He'll throw the Hail Mary in double coverage. It's incomplete, but now wait, it's not over yet. Not over yet.
Why would you throw the flag?
There's a flag down.
Why?
It's not over yet because a game cannot end on a defensive penalty. It would only be a 15-yard penalty. So,
really?
Howard, before we get one more play in, your final thoughts on this?
I'm going to give you my final thought. He should not have thrown that flag.
Actually, they disregard the flag, so the game's over.
Thank goodness.
Hillsborough advances to the Central Jersey Group 5 semifinals with an impressive performance, defeating the New Brunswick Zebras 49-6 here in Hillsborough tonight. Howard, now your final thoughts.
My final thoughts are, let's go Raiders. We got another game next week, Friday night. We also have, for those of you that are interested that are not just watching games and watching HSG Network, we will have the MLF final with Tom Wilkins on Sunday at 2 o'clock. So tune into that.
And make sure you subscribe to HSG Network on YouTube.
Yep.
We're there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, our thanks to Hillsborough and New Brunswick for a nice game and good effort by New Brunswick, despite everything they've been dealing with. So, for Howard Gaber, I'm Tom Wilkins here from Hillsborough, signing off for now. Your final again, the Hillsborough Raiders 49 and the New Brunswick Zebras 6. This has been a presentation of Hillsborough High School football in conjunction with the NJSIAA,